How about finding opportunities in the reorg? Let's talk about that.
I think this is the part people don't understand a lot, right? When a reorg happens, people come in, people move out. Yes, you there's uncertainty and there's anxiety and all that kind of stuff. But also the people who thrive in reorgs are the ones who are able to spot the gaps and fill in those gaps. Those are opportunities, right? And it's like a new lay of the land, a new setup. And if this person is able to jump in there and take ownership and control, that's the fastest way to get some recognition, build trust amongst these new peers you have and new leadership, right? And help your career trajectory. So I think, honestly, if you think about it, reorgs are a really good chance to get noticed if you haven't before, and really, hinge yourself to like more influential leaders that, hey, this guy is helping me with the reorg. He's getting things done. He's moving the team forward. I want this person with me, right?
Absolutely spot on. By the way, I just realized an opportunity. Hey, audience, if you like the content we are discussing here and if you find value in it, please subscribe.
I love it. Yeah, good opportunity.
So going back, Roshan, you are absolutely right. As a manager, as a new manager, like in a reorg, if a new manager is coming in, they have no idea about the dynamics, right? So
Yeah.
at that point, the first impression is very important. So if you've been in the team, that is the time to act. And whomever is coming forward to me and helping me with the reorg is going to have a good future.
Yes, spot
Yes.
on, right? Another thing I noticed is if you're like, this is now, yeah, you're part of this reorg, and let's say there's this announcement, and they're talking to the entire team. You probably have questions. Most people are actually shy to ask their questions, but here's the chance: ask those questions. You're vocal, and guess what? I'm sure so many more people have the same question in their head, and they will then look to you. It's like, hey, this person is advocating for me. They're asking these questions. Great, right? So you're kind of building your rapport with your new team members and building some relationships there. I think that's one. Another thing um, is building relationships. So sometimes introduce yourself, set up new one-on-ones, get to know these people, because at the end of the day, yes, we are all in software teams or whatever, but it's the people who deliver this, right? And you have to learn to work with all these, with your peers and your leaders, um, to be able to deliver great outcomes. And so I think getting to know people goes a long way. So just be proactive, set up these one-on-ones, introduce yourself, and get next thing you're building partners and whatnot to get stuff done. Would you
That's a
agree?
good point. Yeah, totally. Another thing I can think of is it gives an opportunity to lose your baggages, because sometimes,
Yes.
yeah, sometimes some resources are kind of branded saying he's a cloud ops guy, he is a UI front end guy, and you kind of put them into silos if you've been a tenured employee in a team. But when a reshuffle happens, that's the opportunity to kind of shed your baggages and take your chance to voice out what areas you'd like to work on, and then grab the opportunity. And most of the new managers, they look for enthusiastic team members who can take on those roles. What do you think?
Shan, that is such an important thing you just said, right? Not only that thing about just like your role, sometimes in your previous org, you were stuck in a dead end project. It happens, right? And it's like not visible, but you are part of that. And when the reorg happens, that's your chance to show some enthusiasm and say, hey, I can do this. Let me jump on this other project. And actually, leaders look for that enthusiasm, that energy, uh, when they're building these new teams, right? So the baggage is such a key thing that people always, you know, forget about. I would say
One more
another,
thing, Roshan. Yeah,
yeah,
one more thing. It just came to my mind. A real story, by the way,
yeah,
is when I took over a new team, a great leader left. Right, I could never compare myself to the leader who actually left. So when I had a conversation with this leader, I wanted to ask the team dynamics. Like I wanted to carry
mm,
forward a career specific conversation of my employees. And you know what the leader said? I said, I will give you only the positives, right? I will not give you any negatives because I want you to discover. Otherwise, I will be forwarding my bias to you.
Biases.
That
Yeah.
was amazing. Ever since I had gone through the transition, I always do the same thing to whomever is taking over from me.
That is really good advice, right? You go in with a positive mindset and you say, learn right from there. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually.
True
Uh,
story.
That's really good. Thank you for sharing. Another one I would say for managers and ICs is when the reorg happens, have this conversation with your leader, your manager about what is expected of me now, right? Who is doing what, right? Just trying to clarify, responsibilities, scope. Um, has the success criterias changed? I think it's very important. Some people forget about that, and the managers have a different expectation. The developer probably has a different expectation, and then that's where the mismatch happens, right? So just reiterate on that, re-clarify that, make sure that everyone's on the same page. Then you can go about doing your work. So I think that is also an important thing that you can do when the reorg happens, right?
Yeah, and similar to that is, like I said, these reorgs usually come from top down. It also gives you an opportunity to see where is the company looking at investing more and which ones they
Yeah,
are planning to shed.
yeah.
Because if you're kind of relegated to a platform that they're not focusing on more and moving towards something else, you kind of know now you're going to miss out on this momentum. So you should try your best to basically get on the bandwagon as much as possible at the early stage of the reorg, saying, "Hey, I'd love to do that."
So that's another important point. Yeah, that's so true. I like that a lot too. Yeah, and yeah, and take initiative to learn about it too if you don't know, right?
Yes,
And read up more and be able to bring something to the table. I think that reorg, that initial few weeks is such an opportunistic period.
absolutely.
Gotta grab that.
And the managers are not obliged to give you just because you wanted to do that part. Like it's about selling that idea. So yeah, learn about the platform and talk about the platform and make friends.
Make
You know,
friends.
yeah.
Yes, very important.